Welcome, everyone. We are pleased that you have joined us for today's webinar titled Key Financial Numbers for 2024. The webinar will last approximately 15 minutes, and at the end, you will be given an opportunity to receive supporting materials by email. You will also be told how you may email questions related to today's content to the presenter. Today's presenter is Jennifer Lawler. Jennifer joined the Advanced Underwriting team in October 2014. Before joining the team, she spent 6 years working for a tax and estate planning group. While there, she worked extensively on tax return prep, estate planning, and assisting clients with their tax needs. Jennifer will draw on her legal, tax, and life insurance background and practical experience for today's webinar. And here she is.
Thanks, Amber, and thanks for joining us for today's webinar, Key Financial Numbers You Should Know for 2024. We'll just be hitting some highlights of these numbers. I did send everyone who had registered a copy of the full issue of Think About It. That issue more fully covers all of the numbers that we'll be discussing today, as well as the details for those numbers, like the income thresholds and that kind of thing. So check your inboxes for that. And if you were late to register and you're just now joining us and hadn't received that, just let us know after the webinar, and I will make sure that you get that. In February, we'll be covering buy-sell mistakes create estate tax problems. So mark your calendar for February 7th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn more about a recent case that should be on everyone's radar that works in the buy-sell planning space. Now it's time to pick a topic for the March webinar. The choices for the March webinar are Aretha Franklin's estate update, fighting with the IRS, or tax gotchas in life insurance planning. I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll, and I'll give you a minute to make your selection. All right, I'll give you just a couple of more seconds for anybody who hasn't gotten the chance to vote yet, but it looks like we will be discussing tax gotchas and life insurance planning. All right, that looks like everybody's voted. So the March topic will be tax gotchas and life insurance planning. With 2024 being an election year, we're sure to hear all kinds of tax package proposals and promises. But aside from some of the changes that will go into effect from Secure Act 2.0 in 2024, there really haven't been a whole lot of significant tax changes thus far. But rest assured, if there are, we here at AUC will update you about them as quickly as possible. Likewise, if any of the numbers that we cover today are readjusted for any reason, we'll update you on that as well. Typically, every year, there are adjustments made to various key financial numbers based upon the Federal Cost of Living Index. As we all know, inflation hit many Americans hard in 2023, and almost all of the key numbers that we typically watch were increased to reflect that. Throughout this webinar, we're going to briefly highlight key retirement planning numbers, key individual numbers, and several miscellaneous numbers that are just good to know. Again, you can find all of the details and the full list of these numbers in that issue of Think About It that I sent out. We're going to start with key retirement plan numbers. These are just a few numbers that we expect will be revisited multiple times throughout the year if you work much in qualified retirement planning. The maximum contribution that can be made to a defined contribution plan under Section 415 is the lesser of $69,000 or 100% of compensation. This limit includes employee deferrals as well as employer contributions to defined benefit plans. As you can see, this is a $3,000 increase from 2023's numbers. The limit on employee deferrals into 401k, 403b, or Section 457b plans is up slightly to $23,000 for 2024. The catch-up for those age 50 and up remain the same at $7,500. So for 2024, those age 50 and older can put away up to $30,500 into these types of plans. The maximum elective deferral for simple plans also increased slightly, up $500 to $16,000 for 2024. The age 50 catch-up also stayed the same for simple plans at $3,500. A simple plan participant age 50 or older will be able to defer $19,500 into their simple plan in 2024. IRA contribution limits don't necessarily increase every year, and they actually remain stagnant for several years, but that limit is again going up slightly for 2024. In 2024, those with earned income can contribute up to $7,000 to their IRA. The age 50 catch-up did, however, remain the same at $1,000. So in 2024, those age 50 and older with enough earned income can contribute up to $8,000 to their IRA. I always like to remind everyone that this limit applies per person rather than per IRA type. In other words, you cannot contribute $8,000 to a traditional IRA and another $8,000 to a Roth IRA. It's only $8,000 between the two types. Deductibility as well as income phase-outs for the Roth and traditional IRAs can be found in the accompanying issue of Think About It. Now we're going to shift to some of the key individual numbers for 2024. As I mentioned, we're mostly dealing with regular run-of-the-mill inflation index increases here, but as always, we'll keep you updated if there are any surprises in 2024. The individual income tax rates remained the same at 10, 12, 22, 24, 32, 35, and 37%. But the thresholds for those brackets did change some due to inflation. Again, those numbers can be found in the latest issue of Think About It. Likewise, the capital gains rates remain steady at 0, 15, and 20%. The federal gift and estate tax exemption did increase from $12.92 million to $13.61 million per person. A married couple will have a combined exemption of $27.22 million in 2024. The annual gift tax exclusion for 2024 also went up to $18,000. So a married couple can gift up to $36,000 without the need to file a gift tax return. The Medicare surtax is still something that we have to think about in 2024. It largely affects those with significant investment income whose total income exceeds $250,000 for joint filers or $200,000 for other types of filers. So if their income exceeds that and they have significant investment income, they do need to be aware that the Medicare surtax still applies. Qualified charitable distributions are still very much available for 2024. QCDs allow those 70.5 or older to gift up to $100,000 a year to a qualified charity from their IRA without incurring a tax for that distribution. QCDs are also a good tool for liquidating those inherited IRAs that now have to commonly be liquidated much quicker under the Secure Act rules. Now we're going to move on to some of those miscellaneous numbers that are just good numbers to know because they do come up, semi-regularly. From time to time, the IRS increases the mileage rates for things like business miles driven, medical or moving miles, and charitable miles driven. Some of these increased, some of them decreased, and some of them remained the same, so the IRS was a little all over the board on this one. Business mileage rates for 2024 increased to 67 cents per mile, while the medical and moving mileage rates actually decreased to 21 cents per mile. The charitable mileage rate remains steady at 14 cents per mile. In 2024, a qualified long-term care insurance policy can pay up to $410 per day, or actual expenses, whichever is higher. It's worth pointing out that the number actually decreased by $10, which is interesting because medical expenses did not decrease. But there is that number for you. C Corp rates, as of now, will remain the same at 21% for 2024. This is one of those numbers that we generally watch because it tends to get a lot of attention. The 20% business tax deduction is still available for pass-through entities, such as sole proprietorships, S-corps, and partnerships. For the phase-outs for those deductions, please refer to the issue of Think About It. It was noteworthy that Medicare premiums decreased in 2023, but I unfortunately don't have good news on that front this year. They all went up, even surpassing the 2022 premium rates by a good bit. The standard Part B premium for 2024 will be $174.70, an increase of $9.80 from 2023. When income exceeds $103,000 for single filers or $206,000 for married filers, those premiums start increasing. Depending on how far past those thresholds they are, the premiums get higher and higher. In 2024, those that exceed the thresholds will pay higher premiums. Those premiums will be $244.60, $349.40, $454.20, $559, or $594. Again, where they fall depends on how much they exceed those thresholds. And for more details on those thresholds, what the bend points are, all of that is in that issue of Think About It that I sent you. These numbers are just a few of the updates for 2024. These numbers always have a direct effect on our clients' lives and planning for the year. Being up to date on these numbers allows us to better serve our clients and plan for the coming year. These numbers and updates also allow us to better serve our business owner clients. The low tax environment for C Corp owners and the pass-through deduction can help us plan and strategize for the upcoming year with our business owner clients to make good use of those tax savings. Having a good working knowledge of these key financial numbers may help us ease some of our higher net worth clients' anxieties about the upcoming year. But perhaps most importantly, these updates create an opportunity for us to reach out to our clients to address their life changes and any concerns they may have for the upcoming year. So please take this opportunity to do that. Thanks for joining us for Key Financial Numbers You Should Know for 2024. We'd like to wish you a happy and prosperous new year. And with that, I will turn it back over to Amber.
Thank you for joining us today. Join us for next month's webinar on February 7th, where we'll be discussing buy-sell mistakes create estate tax problems. As a reminder, if you would like to receive supporting materials, feel welcome to email us at asktheexpert@advancedunderwriting.com. You may also email questions related to today's webinar. Check out our YouTube channel to view past webinars. Finally, for more information about the services that Advanced Underwriting Consultants offer, including phone consultation and newsletter licensing, feel welcome to contact us at 615-224-1291. That's 615-224-1291. Thanks again and best wishes for continued success.